actually. A couple of easily 7 foot. Equally some very large halberds in amongst the Germans. The fight is just waiting for the start now. Knight Marshall looks happy. And we're away with England versus Germany. Both teams meeting in the middle. Big halberd hits it going in there in the middle. Both lines seem to be holding pretty well, although the English centre does seem to be pushing the Germans back. Got an English fighter there on the flank who's grabbed the Germans, trying to pull him back into the English line while he gets hammered with that halberd. Doesn't look like there's any fighters down yet. The English are pushing the Germans back. The English fighter there lost his ref and he's gone back to get a replacement. And he's back in with another halberd. Some of the Germans there at the back sort of standing back a bit. I think isn't a great tactic. Yeah, the English fighter went for a run there and got pulled down. That's always unfortunate to see. Another England fighter down there in the middle along with a German fighter. Another German English fighter down there on the sides. Bit of a lull almost. A lot of halberdiers there on the right. Looking for targets of opportunity. Halberdier there just working on the legs of that German fighter. There's that German fighter at the back of the English line there. Germans have been pushed all the way back. I mean, there's nowhere else those German fighters can go, and it's now looking like there's a lot more English fighters still up and fighting than Germans. Another German fighter drops there. English seem to be having trouble with that German fighter there with his full plate, Purus. Not many gaps. There's a bit of a run there going from that English runner.
Well, I've just joined back now, and I'm seeing a number of St. George's
big halberd hits going on from that English fighter onto the German. Pinned in there, he cannot move, he's just taking that.
It looks like the UK are inflicting some serious damage on the German team.
Yeah, it's a lot of halberds in the English team. There goes another German fighter dropping down to his knees.
And the
Marshals are calling it. First round to England.
First round to?
UK.
Thank you. It looks like they did press quite deep into the German territory there.
I mean, the Germans were pushed. They had nowhere else to go. They were pushed right back to the line.
That's right.
Nowhere else.
So just a little medical attention going to one ground the German fighter. It doesn't look to be too serious, but you want to be too careful.
Look to be, I think that might be the German 21's captain who's down there getting medical attention. Bit of a slow start to that fight, but it felt like once the UK sort of got the momentum going, the odds started to stack in their favour. Yeah, that central line was just full of halberds on both sides, inflicting some big hits. Fantastic strike there going to the top of the helmet.
Great combination of movement there, going straight for the head and then straight for the lower body.
Yeah. It's important to do that. You know, keep your opponent guessing with the shield. Otherwise, if they move their shield and there's block every time, you're expending energy and they're doing the minimal amount to stop it from doing anything.
That's right. Some concern as the German fighter still appears to be on the ground.
I didn't see the blow that dropped him, so I can't really even hazard a guess as to
course, it's hard to follow all the strikes when there's such action going on. Yeah, and that's just us having problems with it, never mind what the marshals have to go through.
Yeah.
It looks like the German fighter is back on his feet, thank goodness. But I suspect with a little more medical attention.
He is. I think he will be walking out of there. No stretcher needed. Yeah, he's up. They're making sure he can raise his hands above his head.
Yep. Well, that is good news.
And I
doesn't appear to want to leave.
No, I think I think his other half had other ideas.
Well, yes, I can't blame him. Really.
It did look like he wanted to stay, though, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
It did.
He was pretty happy in that list.
Germans being pulled forward. Didn't look like they want to start too close up, though.
There seems to be, and you can see how you've got the three clear lines of the UK fighters and what a bunch with the Germans.
It does look like they've massively stacked that right side in a
right.
very close formation.
Of course, I don't want to leave too much space wide open because you're going to get runners going around the back.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. In fact, there's my old helmet in the second row.
Really?
Yep.
And who's wearing that?
One of the German fighters, obviously.
Right.
Second row of the Germans. It's always weird when you set your armor on and see it worn by someone else.
Oh, that's the thing. When I said, like, who's that? I would have thought you'd known the person who sold it to.
I can find that information if you want me to.
I would be grateful. I think the viewers at home would be grateful as well.
I'm sure they care. I just did a complete double take. There it is. So I'm not fighting. What's that doing there? The English fighters are keen to go. They've changed their formation. I think that bunch was just to help for counting.
Right.
They've spread out to the flanks now. And they're meeting in the middle.
And
English UK right flank pushing up early.
Yeah, and there's a slight break there from the Germans. I'm not sure.
The German has punched through, but he's being hammered by halberds at the back. He's down. Yeah, he didn't. Two of the Germans punched through, both down.
Yeah. So that's some smart work there from the UK fighters.
Yeah, it's one of the jobs of the halberdier. If someone does punch through, that is your job. Drop them and move on.
So I think these Germans were being a little too careless.
There's a German there dropped his halberd. Yeah. He's unarmed. Up against the list, and he's not being let go. So in fact, that UK fighter you see him, he's holding two Germans. Yep. He just released one of them. Although that German is very much defensively just holding his shield up.
Still have those UK fighters holding a line, now breaking through.
Yeah, that right flank started to really wrap round as well.
Yep.
Still got that German held up against the lists.
Big blows coming down. There's huge shots coming down from the UK now.
3 halberds going to work there on that flank.
This is great work here from the UK. However, the Germans have spread it all over the place.
And there he goes down.
So you have
still got that one German who's from the start is up against that list being hammered.
Yeah.
There he is. 2 halberds going down on him.
They are not able to get him down. And the problem is, of course, the halberdiers will wear themselves out if they keep on striking.
Yeah, although at this point with a numerical advantage, I think. Yeah, another German fighter goes down, tries to break out.
Great work there from the UK, and the Night Marshal has called it. No, in fact, I beg your pardon. No, he put a UK fighter down. That's an illegal move. Big takedown there from the UK. Does go down
and that is it. Victory UK.
Great teamwork there.
Yep.
Very interesting tactic. Holding back quite a lot, waiting for those early runners in the German team who made an early break.
I mean, I think it looked like they were allowed through.
Yeah, I think they were waiting for them
Yeah.
to come through. It was quite careless on the German part to let them just run like that alone, because they were not going to break through an actor's runners. The UK were waiting for them.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's an old tactic. Leave a gap. You know the gap's there. Your
Yeah.
opponent thinks it's an accidental gap, goes through,
Yeah.
and then the gap closes.